Good morning. This is that garden guy from Ganim's Garden Center in Florida, Fairfield, Connecticut, and we are going to do a video on a centerpiece, or we call it a boat. So we're going to, in this kit, we have this wonderful kit, and we will put out a post on how to get this kit. And what we're going to supply you with is a boat, and then a piece of Oasis, of course, which you need to soak. And make sure you soak it well, either for 2 or 3 hours. You don't want any air holes in there. And then you get your choice of candles. Of course, we have some skinny candles, which I like to work with, or some fatter candles. And you want to set your candles in first. That's the first thing you put in, nice and straight. You can stagger them, or you can put them back to back. It's up to you. And just get them like that. Now we're going to use 5 different greens in this. And we're going to progressively go right across, and we'll show you how to work with them. This is Fraser fir from Vermont. This is white pine from everywhere. This is cedar or arborvitae. You can use either side. You can use that off-color side or that bright color. Boxwood, of course, from Virginia, the very best, and juniper berry from California, or Oregon, rather. And this is very nice this year. This is the best we've had. And we use both the berried and the non-berried pieces because we want to use it as a filler. So we'll slowly, progressively, we're going to build this up. We're going to go all the way around to follow the contour, and it will look something like this. We should have the sample out. This was what it can look like with different color candles, of course, etc. But we'll leave this over here. Everybody makes them different. This is just a suggestion. You can decorate them as much as you want. You could also add fresh flowers on a weekly basis to them, like carnations or roses or whatever for your holiday needs. And you can change the colors with of course, the roses. And the cones can become frosted or natural cones. So there's lots of variations. Not everybody. This is not just a one-time thing. This is anybody, and that you can change it as you go along. What you'll need is a good pair of pruning shears and a good pocket knife. And the pocket knife, and I'll show you what it's for, is to skin the needles. We don't want a lot of needles going into the foam. We don't want to make mistakes. So what we either do is strip it or just skin it with a knife. And we're going to measure by using this type of measurement. See how long you want your boat. This is around, I think, 12 inches. So we're going to pick it up and make it about 18. And you're going to stick it right in here. And then we're going to pick up another piece. Of course, we want the same size piece, and this is the way nature grows, so we have a natural break. And we don't ever cut part way up. We cut right down to the stump so we can use both pieces. And always cut on an angle so that you can get them right into the foam. You want to go square into the foam, and you want to see that's about at the base. This other piece you're going to use the same way, but we're going to use it on the side because we're going to gauge where we need it. And this is going to go right in here. So we do that 4-point thing. And if you have a Lazy Susan, of course, it's a home run. Not everybody has a Lazy Susan, I'm sure. But if you can get a hold of one, it's always very nice to use. And it makes your life a lot easier. So these side branches, as we call them, we're going to take off this and this. We're going to utilize as much as we can here. Yes. And you want to cut that stumpy thing out so that you don't have a big stump. And we're going to use this again on the side, or we can use it as on a corner because it's got a little more length to it. Again, you want to skin it somewhat. Now you want to set it up so it goes right in here on the corner so you get that nice contour. This is actually very simple to do, and we can utilize almost every piece of this beautiful Fraser fir. So again, before we put it into the foam, we skin. And this is, see, you're going to get a nice little setup. You might need a little piece in here, so that's why we have these little pieces. And if you just skip them with your hand, that'll fill in that corner very nicely. And slowly but surely, you'll start building your way all the way around. It's not hard to do. Again, we want to make sure you get a nice cut. You got to remember the candles are here, so you can't pull way deep into the foam or else you'll hit the candle. So So we'll round it off. Again, an angle cut. Very nice. And then you're starting to see the form of this. This is not really hard to do. So again, we cut down to here. We snip at the end. We strip. And we stick. So strip and stick is the key today. So you start to build this in here. You don't have to put them real close together because we're going to fill it in. And I'll show you what I mean by filling in. Again, always cut the edges.
No, I usually come in and you do it for me. I mean, I have the tree. Which one you're getting, or what would I be looking for? I only saw one that was all mixed out there. Is there one that's, yeah.
We're almost there. And then we'll go to the next product that we're going to put in there. So we want to make sure we got somewhat of a base here. One more piece and then we'll switch over to pine. Now you take your pine, you move your, if you set yourself up on a nice table like this, you'll have lots of room to do all this and you don't throw anything away. Now the pine, we're going to take little sprigs of pine, little tufts as we call them. We're going to kind of snip them a little bit. And the pine is very sappy, so be careful, or if you wear gloves. And you're just going to take the pine, you're going to go down into the foam so that you don't crowd the top, because the more branches you put in, of course, the more room it takes. And you go around. This is so nice with the Lazy Susan if you happen to have one. So the pine goes in between to give us that little bit of a tuft. And try not to make any mistakes, because you don't want to pull the material out of the foam, like we said. We want to make sure that it's there. And you can utilize this whole piece like this, right on the side over here, so you take up a little more room. And this goes like that. As we used to say in the old days, disco here and disco there. That's the old John Travolta days. So these are very simple. You're not going to use, you're going to use a lot of material, but not a lot of one thing. So sometimes you can utilize the little pieces, sometimes you don't. You can save them for later on. Like I say, you want to really get that in there when you can. You will have plenty of material in this. It looks like you'll never fit all this in, but believe it or not, you will use most of this.
Because actually the tree is so much more expensive than usual this year.
So basically that's what we have. And see how nice, it's a nice layer going around. We actually need probably one more piece over here. And we can actually go underneath the fur, because it's all going to blend in together. So we've hardly used any pine really. And it takes up a lot of area. So basically we have layer number one. If we're doing a 5-layer cake, this is what we're going to do. So that'll take care of that. Now, we move all that out of the way and we get into the cedar. Again, you can use this side of the cedar or you can use this side of the cedar. So this time I think I like the natural look. Now we cut these at the joint and a joint. So this is the way I do it. I cut it all the way down to here. And there, you just want to make sure it's stiff enough to put into the foam. And again, we're going to use the length thing on both sides. So this will be stripped. Again, you can cut, or you can use a knife actually, and just put these right in like this. 1, 2, 3, we're almost done. Like we always say, strip and stick. So if you don't strip, these little grains will take up a lot of room in that foam. And we don't have that much room by the time we get through with this baby. And there's another trick we can show you. We'll show you a little higher into this. And it's one of my favorite ways to do it. And we try to utilize almost everything except if it's too wispy. And the other thing you can do is if you want to change it, you put that on an angle so you get that kind of side thing going too. Again, we're going to cut. We're going to strip. We can do a couple of these right here now. It will give it a little depth. So we have the green going. You just want to stick them in about that far. You don't need that much depth because you're not going to be transporting them anywhere, hopefully, and bouncing them all over the place. This can be cut into 2 pieces, so we can use one here and one here. Again, we're not using just all little pieces. Now, if we want to change it up, this is a good time to change it up. You can add a little more layer to this. Now you have to make sure we don't hit those other stumps from underneath. See how different it was? And these can go like this.
She wants dark red or regular red? You gotta ask her.
You see how nice it's taking shape? It's amazing what you can do with greens. You can make them do whatever you want with them. Just by just angling them. And it takes up space very quickly. Okay, maybe we'll do just one more piece. Strip and stick. Right over here. Now, the next product up for bid, we'll move this over a little bit, would be our boxwood. And the boxwood will take up a lot of room. And I don't like wasting boxwood because it's a little expensive. This comes from Virginia. It's one of the oldest growers of cut boxwoods in the country, and the very best. And they took off a year one year to reorganize. They had a change in ownership. But they're back in business, thank God. And this is all you're going to do with boxwood. This is very simple. You can even break it with your fingers. That's how snappy it becomes. And all we're going to do is just kind of fill it in over here. And put one over here. We're going to try to be symmetrical, I guess would be the correct word. And we want to put one right next to the candle. A little hump there. And then in order to get that, again, it's strip and stick. And we can even use these little pieces, just stick them in there. Nobody will ever know. And we don't throw anything away. This we can get 3 pieces out of. So we're just going to start filling it in with the boxwood in between the cedar. It will give it a nice contrast. Again, strip, snip, and stick. Even these little thin pieces can be utilized. They can go right in there. So you're going to have plenty of material. Of course, we always have a good time when we used to have the classes because no two were the same. And people would use either way too much material or not enough and have little holes. And of course, that's where we came into the picture and try to help people out. So, but this is a very easy thing to do. Just follow the steps. You can play this back. We will have it posted. And instruction sheets so you can follow them. And you're going to say, well, Mr. Ganim, you've been doing this all your life. And I'm going to say, yes, I have. So Now it's your turn. And you can learn how to do these. These are very easy. DIY, do it yourself. DIY. I always get mixed up with those anagrams.
No, somebody should be outside. Hold on, we're almost done.
Okay, we'll put a little more boxwood in.
Okay.
And if you see the boxwood is flat, some of it is more upright. Try to utilize them in the right places. There's two types of branches on a bush. There's an upright branch that has more vertical, and there's a flatter one. The flatter one you want to kind of use so it looks like a tree actually. So I think that's enough boxwood because we're going to still have one more item to put in there, which will finish it up before we decorate it. And decorating is your own choice. You're going to get a stem of this, and what you're going to do is just cut them down, cut them off the main stem. You don't always have to have a berry because that's not the way nature is, but you want to get as many pieces off of this as possible. And some of these pieces you can actually snip right there, and you'll have two pieces. So we'll get a bunch of these cut because once you cut them, then you just stick them. So we keep trying to gauge how many pieces you should have for these because we don't really count, but this should be enough for that filler. And this is all you're going to do. You're going to strip them a little bit. Again, cut them on an angle, and then you're going to start sticking them in here. And all of a sudden, you have a whole new view. We can actually snip this right here. Take a little bit off the bottom. Grab it with your fingers. You just want to stick it in a little bit. Same thing with this. And we're almost finished, believe it or not. This could be in the World Book of Records by tomorrow, so I don't know whose book, but if the pieces are too small, of course, you can't utilize them, so don't bother. And you can take the green too. That'll give you a nice little fill. Just again, strip, snip, and you're done. You probably need a few more pieces to fill this, and we'll be good to go. We try to get the ones that have a little stem to them, and they're more toward the ends because that's the way a plant grows. Of course, we're not manufacturing these products, we are harvesting. And these are actually all grown on farms, so this is an actual big business of harvesting and shipping.
Oh, this? What I paid over here?
You take this little nip off of here, a nice clean piece, and you'll have a beautiful arrangement. 2 minutes. It's like pasta. It's always 2 minutes before you have it ready.
No, I'll have everything. And you're picking this up later?
Yeah, because my nephew have a truck and he's picking up, he's working in Alexa and he's coming around.
You kind of spin it around or just move it around, see if you have any holes. Of course, if you're going to put some cones and ribbons, etc., of course you have plenty of space, and there you go. There's a nice, easy boat with 5 different items. This is That Garden Guy. Follow us on Facebook and also on YouTube and our website, of course, and have a Merry Christmas.